Assalamu alaikum. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today I will explain chapter 2, Information System in Organizations. What are the learning topics today we'll cover in this chapter? Importance of information system in organizations. Definition of organization. What is meant by organization? What is the model of organization? How information system, okay, integrated with supply chain management is a part of supply chain management in an organization. Organization structures, different types of organization structures, re-engineering and continuous improvement in organization goods and services, organization culture and change, innovation, diffusion of innovations, competitive advantages, and many more. Why we learning this information system in organization? Organizations of all types, irrespective of size, small, large, use information systems to cut the cost of the product and services. It helps to increase the profits, produce high quality of products. It also increase the return on investment, building the personal career in information system, which involves working in computer and information system analysis and many more. Let's see the first definition, organization and information system. There are many definitions of organization. Okay, uh, a group of people that is structured and managed to meet its mission or set of groups goals. Every organization has goals. Organization do the business for buying and selling of goods to the customers, to the consumers. So what is organization here? Organization is group of people, having a common goal, a goal of satisfying the customer, increasing the profit, okay, and services. Beside this, a definition from the book is organization, a group of people that is structure. Structure means it has a members which are having a relationship between the members in organization and their activities and their business activities that are assigned roles, responsibilities, and authority to complete the various activities. Each member of an organization has roles, responsibilities, and authority to complete their various business activities. Business activities are operations or process, business process. Every person is involved. One person is having relationship with another person, like a manager and um, uh, working under his working employees. Okay, in our college we consider as a course director, teachers student. This is the relationships. So every person having their relationship that has been structured in such a way to carry out the various activities to accomplish the goal of an organization. In another terms, organizations are open system, meaning that they affect and are affected by the surrounding environment, such as customers, technology, competitors, shareholders, partners. They are going to affect and affected by the organization. Let's see the model of organization. What is the model of organization? Here, see the organization, the left hand side from the beginning here: input, then process, transformation process, and output, which is similar to information system. This is a system. Organization is a system following the information system model, saying that it requires an input, it will process the input, okay, then transform this input into useful output goods. Okay, for example, inputs include the resources, material, capital, equipment, facilities, labors, knowledge. Okay, then this inputs is transformed by alteration. These are the transformation process activities. Operations are carried out over this process to transform this input into goods and services which is required to the customer. Okay, then output can be monitored and controlled by the management, okay, to for corrective actions, for improvement, enhancement in the transformation process, or in the input section for any feedback for further step to maintain the stability and efficiently. Beside this, there is an environment. This is what an open system says. In the environment, the people who are directly connected outside the organization, the customers, suppliers, competitions, shareholders, government, industries, and so on, technology. This also affects the organization, process, and organizations, business. What is a value chain? A value chain is a series of activities that an organization performs to transform input into output in such a way that value of the input is increased. So it is a set of step-by-step action taken to accomplish the goal, to accomplish the task. That is a value chain. So it's a series of activities, group of activities, one connected to another as a chain to convert your input material into the finished goods or products. Okay, this is called a value. Means the input does not have value. This is a raw facts. It's similar to like data. It is going to the transformation process by processing activities, then converted into transform into useful goods as information. That information is useful. That's called value. The valued info, similar like value information. As an example, as another example, if you want to give a gift to your colleague or any person in your family on any occasion, you take the gift, you buy the gift from the retail shop, then you will wrap. The gift is a input. Then wrapping the gift is processing, decorating the gift, some right for this, so that it will be more attractive. Then it has some value, okay, to the your to the gift. That's adding a value to the input, adding value to the input. So there is another term called supply chain. Supply means getting the material, getting the input, like getting the raw material, any material from the supplier, vendor. Okay, what's the main primary activity of supply chain? Again, it's a chain activity means series of activities, step by step activities. A supply chain whose primary activity includes inbound logistics, operations, and outbound. Inbound is similar to input processing. Operations similar to process operations, process steps. Outbound represent the output operations. Marketing and sales departments, marketing and sales, operations, and services. Now these are the key value step by steps in supply chain for converting, for transforming your input into the useful goods, output goods, and as good and services to the customer. Okay, like here. The primary and support activities of the manufacturing supply chain are concerned with the creating and delivering of the product or service. The main focus, main support of supply chain in manufacturing unit is to supply the finished goods to the customer. Finished goods are service to the customer. This is the main support. This is the main focus of the supply chain in manufacturing unit. You can see with the help of diagrams here, these suppliers, raw material, transportation, storage. I mean, this is the inputs. You got this raw material, all these steps, these are all the business process, business activities, business operations, business transactions. You can call it any name. So these are all first step inbound. This is all considered as inbound, through which it will go into the organization, perform some operations, like making the product, storing the product, finished products, receiving the goods from the raw material from the suppliers. Then after manufacturing process step, it will go to the next further step, outbound logistic. Again, inventory, storage, shipping, costing. Okay, it will be done here. The next step is marketing and sales. The marketing and sales is a business area under the organization, which are responsible for advertising, promoting, and selling the products manufactured in the company or organization. After selling, customer service provide the services to understand how to use the products. This is a supply chain management. One step, another step, second are linked. This is a chain of activities to achieve the goals. To the main goal of supply chain management is to provide deliver a product and services to the customer. Okay, to in order to achieve this one, the organization must require a complete information system to uh, successful delivery of the products and deliver products and services to the customer. The following are the supportive departments which helps the supply chain management, which will interact the supply chain management, the flow of the material and information here. Technology infrastructure means the supply chain management requires technology infrastructure, like they need networks, internet, computers, devices, many things, hardware, equipment, software. Human resource requires manpower for to accomplish the manufacturing process, accounting, financing, payments, okay, salaries, and procurement, buying raw material, communicating, buying raw material from the suppliers and shipping to the consumers. So what is the main agenda, main objective of supply main chain management here? The management of all activities, managing all activities required to get the right product into the right consumer's hand in the right quantity at the right time and right cost. Everything is right. So right product, right consumer, right quantity, right time, and right cost. This is the main objective of supply chain management. Another definition of supply chain management. Okay, this can be only done with the help of information system. Help information achieve this one. Okay, so the converting your raw material into finished goods and supply to the consumer. So supply chain organizations, the organization who are having supply chain for supplying the raw material, finished goods, okay, they are linked together to through the both physical flows and information flows. In the supply chain management, all the activities having the flow of information and the flow of physical items, physical resources. Like physical means supplies of raw material, information means people are working, coordinating, sending message, managing for the efficient flow of goods and material. The information system can play an integral role in supply chain management. How they are providing input, what are, how many, how much raw material required, how much money is required, all these informations, okay, which technology is required, all these informations provided to the supply chain in the inbound logistics by providing input, aiding product transformation. It helps to which tools are required, what is the skill, knowledge, okay, awareness, tools are required for transforming this one. What are the processing processes involved in transforming this input to the output? Now the next produce output, how many sales are been done, how many, what is in stock, current price, what is current stock in the inventory, everything is available in the as an output is information. Information system are often so intimately involved means closely connected, that they are part of the process itself. It looks like information system and supply chain management are very closely connected, so they are not separated. It looks like both are connected, but as a part of the process, as a part of the business transaction. Now let's see another topic, organization structure. As you say, organization is a group of people connected with common goal. Okay, the group of people connected to common goal. Structure defines the way the subunits are related to overall organization. An organization has different departments, different business areas, how they are connected, how they are been representing the organization, how they are carried out the transactions. Looking this based on the organization goals and management, the organization structure has four types: traditional, project, team, virtual, as we have one more flat. Okay, let's go with traditional organizational structure. Traditional organization structure, also known as functional organization structure. A functional structure is like a managerial pyramid. In this one, a managerial decision is taken from the top management, and it will flow from top to bottom for each levels. Operational management, like top strategic management. Example, you see this diagram, pyramid structure, levels of management. There are many levels of management in functional structure: strategic management, tactical management, operational management. There are different layers of management. The management decision flows from, this is strategy, means one by one has to follow the above management decisions, right? So decision, see, you can see the decision dimensions over here. They have high decision to be taken on the top management compared to the low decision, to the bottom. The decision will go slow if you move towards the bottom of the management decision. Okay, so here, so it will emphasize the on top down reporting relationships. Okay, also the weakness of such organization is decision making tends to be more autocratic, means the person who is taking decision on the strategic management has to follow by every other low level management. The people who are non-management employees, marketing, other co-workers has no right to take decision. They just be suggestion, but they cannot take decision. The decision is maybe considered, may not be considered. The main major decision is taken by this upper management. Okay, just traditional one structure they are defining here. There is a legal counsel, and there is a president, okay, of a company, an organization. They are the staff position, they are in the top management, and there are many different vice president in every business areas of organization. Accounting departments, we have information department, information, marketing, production, every has vice president. They are in the same line of management. There are many management, there are many managers, or you can say there are many vice presidents, okay, those who are reporting to the president, and they are in the same line, they are the same routes, is the same line of permissions, and they have authority. So they are called line position, they are called line position. And this is second layer of the managerial position. Supervisor will report to the vice president will report to the president, and there is legal concept. This is the layer, means it has many layers of management. So beside, there is another organization structure called flat organizational structure, an organization structure with a reduced number of management. Since there are many in tradition, since there are many managerial structures, flat will reduce some layers to empower the employees in the organizations to take the decisions, to giving power to them, to give more responsibilities, and to for making decisions, taken actions, and have control over the job. Now it is giving more power to the employees in every levels, lower levels of the organizations. Empowers employees at lower levels of to make decisions and solve problems without needing the permission from the middle level managers. This empowerment. So what is empowerment? It's a process. Now the empower is the each and a process is giving employees and their managers more responsibility and authority to make decision, take actions, and have more control over the jobs. Means lower level managers can have a good and have authority and responsibility to make their own decision. No need to take any permission from the upper layer management. They can just work as independent. So this will help at least for speed up the process production. See, just diagrammatically you can see the layers of comparison between the traditional versus flat organization structure. There, as you can see from the traditional, you have many layers, and in the flat we just reduce the number of, minimize the number of managerial levels, removing some managerial levels. Next we have project organizational structure. Nowadays you see all the construction companies, mostly construction companies are based on project organization structures. They consider their product and services as a project, as a project. A structure focus on major product or services. A construction company, any company, we take Royal Commission example, it has many clients, customers, Aramco, Sabic, any other examples. They need some they need some land, they need some infrastructure buildings, they need some houses for their employees, they need some any area. Okay, so this RRC is an organization providing those services to these companies, okay, as a project. So there are many projects for any company, construction company. Okay, so project has project manager, which is responsible for directing one or more projects. Okay, and for effective work. Okay, so see here, a CEO, company CEO, like Royal Commission, they have project program manager, program A. There are many program managers, they are working. Again, this program has one project manager, two project manager under this A program manager. Okay, so what is project? They form a team. Actually, in the project organization, they form a team. Many project teams are temporary, so that they project is complete, the members go on to new team, form for another project. Means this project team are formed temporarily. Once the project is completed, they will go for the another. Means like for example, Royal Commission wants to build 100 homes. Okay, 100 villas, 100 homes. Okay, for another company as a client, as a client, for the client, then it will bring 100 homes. 100 is a project for the, after building 100 companies, 100 home, it will move to another project. Project complete means here the project is a systematic method to creating, delivering, maintaining the product. Okay, creating, maintaining, maintenance a product or service. Okay, that's one. This is example you have seen. Now next, go to the virtual teams. Now this is what recent here. See, every organization, if you say organization, it spans throughout the country or outside the country, right? They have skill expert employees, those who are working in one location to many locations. They are dispersed in many locations, they are distributed in many locations if the company is very big company. Okay, so although this organization, sometimes organization requires those people to always be a part of the management decisions, right? So these members, those who are skilled, and they always helps to solve the management, to solve the organizational problems and enhance, improve the business activities. So virtual team, individual members are distributed geographically, work as a coherent single unit. Coherent means single unit, through the use of information technology. With the help of information technology like computers, hardware, software, network, telecommunications, they are connected, okay, virtually, and they will use for meeting, okay, to solve the organizational problems. This is simply how we are connected using Blackboard. Virtual class, we are now having a virtual class where all the students attend the lectures, okay, irrespective of their locations. Okay, the hardware, software, they are form a team temporarily for time being, then connected, then task done, problem solved. Okay, that's it. So what is the strength of the virtual team? The best available people are enlisted, the best people, I said experts people, those who are maybe business partners, okay, or experts, managers. Available people are enlisted to solve problems, organizational problems, to solve important organizational problems. Support by electronic communication, email, instant messages, video conferences, etc. This is what Blackboard supports for everything. Okay, now the strength and weakness of various organization structures and comparison, what we have learned, just go through all one by one. Traditional, what are the differences of strength and weaknesses.